If you've been following the collapse of FTX, the second largest crypto exchange that went under with billions of dollars missing.
Hi, my name is Sam, and this is my story.
There's been a few questions that we still need answered. Where did the money go?
What happened and why?
Is Sam going to be found guilty?
And who did what?
Are people ever going to get their money back?
What caused the meltdown?
Well, it looks like we finally get the truth. The final act in the biggest crypto financial fraud is about to play out. Huge new details leaked today about the Senate hearing on FTX's collapse. I'll show you what the whole world is going to see tomorrow in the final piece of evidence, the smoking gun that puts an end to the craziest chapter in crypto history. All right, guys, so this is the most up-to-date information that you will find anywhere. The leak just happened on December 12th. That's Monday morning. New details came out, and I'm going to assume that you have a pretty basic understanding of what happened at FTX. Now, since the collapse, investigators on Twitter and YouTube have done an incredible job at trying to piece together what happened. How does someone steal billions of dollars? Where did the money go? What the hell happened here? But at the same time, Sam has been doing his best to try to control the narrative, buying pieces in the New York Times, going on interviews with Good Morning America.
The whole thing, as I understand it, I think, was just one big Ponzi scheme, right?
And saying he just made a miscalculation. It was a mistake, and he's very sorry that the money went missing, but he didn't commit any fraud.
I mean, I'm deeply sorry about what happened.
Now, the leaked documents that you're right about to see show that that is not the case. Sam is scheduled to attend a Senate hearing tomorrow, which means he's going to sit in front of U.S. lawmakers, talk about what happened at FTX, whether fraud was involved, and witnesses will have a chance to ask questions. I was pretty worried that Sam was going to find a way to finesse his way out of this. In all his interviews, he's used very complex talk about derivatives platforms.
It's a margin trading platform. It's a derivatives platform.
Lending.
Whether that's a futures position, a spot position, a borrow.
Collateralization.
Placing something as collateral and using that to put on a position.
Using terms that most people don't understand just to try to confuse you and make you think what happened wasn't fraud. But there is no chance that he wiggles out of this anymore. Here's why. We got new news today that someone is testifying right before Sam goes on. That person is John Ray III. John is the new CEO of FTX, and he took over after FTX had to file for bankruptcy and Sam was outed. He's the guy that comes in when all hell breaks loose at a company, and he sorts through the wreckage to try to get any money that he can for investors. The document just leaked that show his talking points, his evidence that he's going to present right before Sam gets in front of U.S. lawmakers. I'm going to read this out loud for those of you guys listening on iTunes and Spotify. He starts by saying, "While many things are unknown at this stage and many questions remain, we know the following. First, customer assets from FTX.com were commingled with assets from Alameda trading platform. Alameda is the hedge fund that Sam was also the founder of. Secondly, Alameda used client funds to engage in margin trading, which exposed customer funds to massive losses. Third, the FTX group went on a spending binge in late 21 through 2022, during which approximately $5 billion was spent buying a myriad of businesses and investments, many of which may be worth only a fraction of what was paid for them. And fourth, loans and other payments were made to insiders, like Sam himself, in excess of $1 billion. There's no other way to look at this evidence other than a slam dunk. You have to remember, John Ray right now, as the CEO of FTX, has access to their financials, all the numbers that we wish we could see to try to figure out where the billions of dollars went, when they started stealing money, whether or not they took customer funds. He laid it out point blank that they engaged in all of that. Here's the real smoking gun. FTX.com was an international exchange, meaning U.S. customers weren't supposed to trade there. Even if they kind of did, U.S. lawmakers can't really go after that because it's not in their jurisdiction. But they also had a U.S. exchange called FTX US. Sam, up until this point, has claimed that FTX US was still solvent.
The U.S. platform is a U.S. regulated platform with American users. To my knowledge, that's fully solvent. That's fully funded. And, I believe that withdrawals could be opened up today.
But John Ray had one more piece of evidence to shut that down and show it's simply not the case. In the leaked documents, he goes on to say that questions have been raised as to why all of FTX Group companies were included in the Chapter 11 filing, particularly FTX US. The answer is because FTX US was not operated independently of FTX.com. Chapter 11 bankruptcy protection was necessary both to avoid a run on the bank at FTX US and to allow our team to identify and protect its assets. Since the time of the filing, I have become even more confident this was the correct decision. as the books and records issues at FTX and as the many relationships between FTX and the other FTX group companies become clearer. Look, guys, it's pretty simple. If you steal American investor money on American soil, that is game over. So what does this mean? What can we make of this now? The good news is it looks like justice will be served. We still have to wait and see what actually happens at the hearing, but this just seems like way too much for Sam to be able to wiggle and explain his way out of. But to be fair, it also means there's some bad news. If it is as bad as John Ray claims it is, then that means it's much worse than Sam's been telling us. And if you're a US investor that still had some money or Bitcoin or ETH on FTX US, if you had it on that American exchange, it means you probably won't get all your money back. I hope you do, but this situation just absolutely sucks for everyone involved. Now, this will all be revealed at the Senate hearing tomorrow that's supposed to happen around 10 a.m. on Tuesday, December 13th. And hopefully this is the final nail in the coffin of the FTX collapse and Sam Bankman-Fried committing the biggest fraud that crypto has ever seen, stealing billions of dollars worth of everyone's Bitcoin. Because after a month of covering this nonstop, seeing it in the news, seeing the lies that get spread, and Sam trying to control the story, I'm ready to move on. I am ready to focus on the next cycle. Which altcoins, which themes, how long it takes Bitcoin to get back to all-time highs, and I'm just so ready to put this all behind us. And if you want my thoughts on why I think the market can turn around much sooner than most people think, go check it out. It's one of the most recent episodes I did, and I lay out the timeline the Federal Reserve just gave us for when Bitcoin should bottom. Remember to subscribe for more updates like this. Appreciate you guys tuning in. I'll see you on the next one.